Welcome folks. Now in this video I'm testing out the new 100 to 400 variable aperture lens for Nikon Z that's coming out any moment now on the also upcoming Nikon Z9. This is an amazing combo and I think there are a lot of people waiting for this for sports, birds, wildlife and all kinds of different applications. It's a really versatile range. I'm going to make sample files available to download over at learn.mattgranger.com along with some from the 70 to 200 so you can take a look at them for yourself. And if you're in the Nikon Z system, check out my new expert setup guide for the Nikon Z cameras. It covers the entire range, shows you how to do initial setup, advanced customization, and what every single item in the menu has to offer. Howdy folks, I should start this video with a disclaimer. I'm so slammed with work at the moment, but out of nowhere I got an email from Nikon Hong Kong saying that the 100 to 400 was available for 48 hours. Did I want to test it out? So of course I said yes. I currently have the Z9 in for more testing as well. So of course I wanted to check it out. And I know a lot of people are interested in this one. It's a really interesting lens. I really didn't want this to turn into just a talking head video comparing it to the 70 to 200 on paper, that kind of thing. So I am going to go out and shoot some birds with this one. That will have to suffice for this one. But I think this could be a really popular lens for several reasons. One, the size and weight are really comparable to the 70 to 200. Two, for such a wide range, the price isn't too bad, but it is still a little bit more expensive than the 70 to 200 f2.8. I'll be really interested personally in how it performs because it's quite a complex design. I think it has 25 elements in 20 groups. That's a lot. It's an S-line lens and they say it's really well weather sealed, which it'll want to be, seeing that it is a lens that actually expands when you're shooting, unlike the 70 to 200 for example. And this one has a really impressive close focus. It will focus under a meter away at the short and the long ends. So it has quite a good reproduction ratio for a lens this long. And to be able to have a 400mm that's this light, it's going to be really hand-holdable. So I'm going to take both of these along with the 2x teleconverter for Z, along with the Z9, out to the local aviary and get some different test shots of the birds. Then we'll come back in studio, probably after I've had to return the lens actually, and give you my thoughts on how it performed and share some sample files with you. So let's hit it. So I have to be honest, I was a little apprehensive at how the 100 to 400 would do. It is an S-line lens, but it's also relatively slow at a 4.5 to 5.6. Putting it on the Z9, you would have thought you were shooting with the 70 to 200. Autofocus was instantaneous and the tracking was really impressive. Shooting with the 70 to 200 and the 100 to 400 side by side, I think you would have to give the edge to the 70 to 200 in focus acquisition, but of course it has a much smaller range and over a stop of additional aperture to work with. Now, I've never been a fan of using teleconverters. I don't find the image quality great from any teleconverter on the market. But in terms of the focus acquisition speed and how it kept up with them, again, really surprised. The 2x teleconverter takes a full 2 stops of light out. So at the long end, you're now looking at like an f11 on the 100 to 400 as your fastest working aperture. And the focus still just worked great. The only thing is it makes it difficult actually comparing the final images, because at that f number I was frequently up at over 10,000 ISO. I guess every coin has two sides. On the one hand, I'm really glad to see that Nikon is bringing out such fantastic S-line glass for their mirrorless cameras. On the other hand, god damn it, now I need to buy more lenses. Seriously though, I was genuinely impressed. I have to say though, as I said from the outset, this was one day of hands-on with it. It handled great, the focus was great, I think the image quality is good if the focal length and the aperture range works for you. And of course the price, because it isn't cheap, it is coming in at more than the 70 to 200. But if all that works for you, then I think it really is a pretty fantastic lens, and I wouldn't let the variable aperture fool you in terms of build quality or image quality. Do head on over to learn.macgranger.com. If you're not already a member, you can create a free account, download the sample files and check them for yourself. I'll give you RAWs and JPEGs, because until the Z9 is properly out, it's a little bit tricky to read the RAW files, but I'll have a link there where you can get Nikon software to be able to pixel peep those if you're interested. Do also check out the new Nikon Z mirrorless setup guide. This is over 6 hours of video content broken down into small bite-sized pieces so you can figure out all your different options, whether you're shooting with a ZFC, a Z5, or the new Z9. It runs you through the entire range, how to set them up, how to customize them, and what your different options are and when you might want to activate it, because they are really complicated pieces of technology. Let me know any questions you have, and if you have ordered the 100 to 400 or the Z9, let me know below when are you expecting yours to arrive. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you soon.